Hi, I'm Delisa. Welcome to Saying Yes to Life and welcome to my garden. I begin every episode with those words, welcome to my garden, because they're more than a greeting. They're an invitation to remember where we truly belong, in the garden. Think of someone or some being that you've loved deeply, maybe a spouse, a child, or one of your beloved pets. Have you ever had a pet? If you have, you probably love them with your whole heart. And if you think about it for a moment, you probably know that your pet loved you right back. And when we love like that, protecting and caring for them is natural. We don't have to be talked into it or guilted into it. We would like to protect, and it comes natural for us to protect what we love. Now compare that to how we feel about strangers. When we hear of some tragedy somewhere in the world, we do care about it, but it's not the same as when it happens to someone that we feel close to. This closeness creates a natural desire to protect. So we could extend that love to the earth. The more personal our connection with the earth, the more we want to care for her. And when we visit other parts of the world, that place then kind of lives inside of us. We feel a connection with it. And then later, if we hear it's endangered or something bad's happened there, an earthquake or something, it's not just news, it's personal. We really do care. And love leads to protection. I want to share a little story with you. I once invited a good friend of mine for dinner, and we kind of walked around and looked through the garden, admiring the flowers and the vegetables. And then, of course, I asked her about her own garden. So she told me what she was growing and how it was doing. And while she was talking about it, she said, "I love my garden." Then I asked her, "Does your garden love you?" She looked surprised and puzzled, like, what a crazy question. I said, "Well, my garden loves me. I'm sure your garden loves you too. You just might not have noticed." And I meant it. Because when I walk among the plants, I feel them welcoming me. The birds singing, the rustle of the leaves, the fragrance even of the soil after a rain, it all feels like this relationship that I'm having with nature, with the garden. Now, I think that there's a reason why we don't feel connected sometimes to nature. Many traditions tell a story of how humans were cast out of a perfect garden. But guess what? That garden never disappeared. So we were never truly exiled. We were still there, but we mentally considered ourselves rejected. But that can never happen because we are earthlings. Our bodies, our breath are made of the same elements as the plants, the animals, the soil, and the water. So the earth is still holding us, feeding us, and it breathes with us. So we cannot separate ourselves, our human selves, from the earth. We are still in the garden. We are part of the garden. You can nurture this closeness in some very simple, small ways, like sitting down next to a favorite tree or just touching the tree and taking a moment to just feel what it's like to be with that tree. You can touch a rock. Many people love to collect rocks. Why is that? I don't know. We can notice the shape of a leaf. We can look at really closely at a flower and look inside it. We can listen to the bird songs. And we can say quietly to ourselves or out loud, "Thank you for your beauty. Thank you for being here. I know that my garden hears me when I am singing to her. I know that. But that simple gratitude that we express to nature, to the garden, doesn't have to be our personal garden, just any place where we can enjoy nature, even if it's just one small plant growing someplace. That gratitude deepens our relationship to the garden. And when we recognize our oneness with every plant and animal and stone and river, we naturally make loving choices that help the earth to thrive. So our appreciation isn't passive, and it's not even personal, because the frequency of your love and appreciation radiate from you, and they enhance all of the life in the garden and outside the garden. So when I say, welcome to my garden, I'm welcoming you home. You belong here. You are wanted here. You are needed here. The earth is not complete without you. So let's love our planet the way we love a dear friend or one of our cherished pets. Because love, much more than fear or guilt, will help us to protect this planet. So if you find this message to be useful, I ask you to share it with somebody who may be feeling guilty about the fact that humans are on this earth. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And if you click the little notifications bell next to the subscribe button, you can choose the word all, and that way you will be notified when I put out a new video. So thank you so much for joining me today here in my garden and on this wonderful earthly garden that we're all a part of. And I'll see you again very soon.